scrubby sponge out and chewed
Hey,
it.
y'all. Did he?
Yeah, I just
Victor,
myself. I
happy
found it
Wednesday.
up
Victor
on the
is
bed. He
Victor
doesn't.
in rare form. This is Liz's little fur guy, and so mine is as well. Mine has been since last night. She is finally tired out, but I had to put my other one up on the bed to get away, just to give her a reprieve. Hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday. We're going to do some cooking here. Again, last minute. It would really do me some good to set these up ahead of time, you guys, but I just didn't know today if I was going to be able to do this on the air and all that. So if you make it to it, you make it. If you don't, next time, and I'm going to put the directions. How will I do this, Liz?
Can you
I'll
post
tell
it
you what
in
I've
the?
got in the ingredients. We just wanted to do it live, but
Can you post it in your description afterwards?
yeah, maybe I can do it like that.
Yeah, I would do that.
Otherwise, I'll let you guys know what I'm putting in, everything, that kind of thing. But I'm telling you right now.
Go into edit and post it in there, the recipe in there.
And I'll tell it to you, Liz, too. And because it's super simple. You guys, this is a restaurant quality meal. Liz has made it before. It is so freaking good. I mean, I'm a pretty dang good cook, and my husband was like, good God, what is this? So this is called, what we're making is called island glazed pork. That's what I call it. All right, so you're just going to take your pork tenderloin. So I've got one that I just thawed out from the freezer. It's been thawing out since, I don't know, early this morning. And I'm going to wash my hands one more time. And you guys.
Is that just a tenderloin?
Yep, just a pork tenderloin. You do want to get the pork tenderloin. And you guys, and Liz, if there's any questions, just ask me. You do need, use an iron pan, you guys. This is one where you want to use a cast iron pan. You really do. You can do it without, but I would recommend the cast iron pan. I really would. For this glaze.
I used my Le Creuset.
Yeah. Anything that you just want, I don't know. I mean, I recommend that. Okay, so here's what's in it. Let me tell you guys what's in it. So we're going to put a rub on it real quick. So the rub is right here, so you can see inside here. So I've got everything. So I've got it written down in my Apple Notes. So hang on one second. Let me read it real quick. Okay, so in here I've got 2 teaspoons of salt, a teaspoon of cinnamon, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of chili powder, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and this is the rub. And then I've also got a sprinkle of garlic powder, probably a half a teaspoon maybe. All right, so we're just going to pour that on the meat and rub it in here. I'm just going to put you guys down here where you can see a little better. All right, so just going to mix that up with my hand and just rub it into this tenderloin. And you don't have to poke holes in it. I've done that before. It really doesn't make any difference.
That doesn't really.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
But just, I mean, here's another thing. This is a small pork tenderloin. I am purposely not, this is a lot of rub. What I just told you is enough to do a much bigger piece of meat. But down here in the South, we like stuff, or at least we do. We like stuff with a lot of flavor. It's not a problem. I literally could go half with this since we don't need a real big pork tenderloin. It's just 2 of us eating. But like I said, and the amount of glaze, the delicious, y'all, crack good glaze that this meat makes. I don't want to go down, in the amount on that. I want the meat to have that much flavor, and I want that extra glaze. So what I'm making as a side is rice, and that way we can put that glaze. It's going to have a lot of extra glaze on it. We can put that over the rice. All right, so I got to get my pan real hot, and I should have done that while I was doing that. Sorry, y'all. How's everybody's day? I went to my physical with my new doctor today, you guys. He's so cute. He came out and got me himself, and I was like, wow, okay. And then he comes back there, or we go back there, and so he does like weight and all that. Height, he did that himself. Never had a doctor do that himself. Then he did the blood stick himself. It was the easiest stick I've ever had. I was like, good grief, all right. And he was just so friendly and so cute. Really good experience, but that's why you see the little, go ahead and take that off. I don't need it anymore. But yeah, great experience there. I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite tools in the kitchen ever. This is probably 15 years old, you guys. I got one for my dad one year at a craft fair. My dad promptly went out and got one for everybody you know. So I hope they're still in business. It's made in Texas, and it's called an Easy Hook. And let's see, easyhook.com. I've got a long one and you can see that hook on it on the end. But that sharp hook on the end is what enables you to really be able to flip your bacon and meat and stuff well. And it's so sharp and strong. It'll hold a really strong piece of meat. So my dad loved it so much. He went and got one for everybody he knew.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Yeah. You see that?
Yeah.
I mean, this thing, and I get no commission. I'm not paid. I mean, I haven't bought. This is 15 years old. I mean, I'm telling you, it's at least 12. No. It's older than that, y'all, because it was older. It was before we even started dating. It's old. It's old, okay? And it's filled up to wash. And
is it an heirloom, a family heirloom
It's
hook?
a family heirloom, Jimmy. Don't go near it because I would have a connection. I don't even know if they're made anymore. I hope they're still made. Easyhook.com. I'm telling y'all right now. God, my dad, and that doesn't happen that often. My dad went so nuts over that. Like I said, he went and bought one for everybody he knew. All right, so what I'm doing, I'm getting this cast iron pan as hot as I can get it. And I'm putting probably 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in it. Let it get real, real hot. So what you're going to do is you're going to just get it crispy on each side. That's all we're trying to do here. And then we're going to put this big glaze on it, you guys. This is the glaze ingredients, and it's just brown sugar, some garlic, and some sriracha. And for that, you guys spend some money on a good sriracha. Like
I just used regular old hot sauce.
Oh, Liz. Okay, you can do that. You can do that. My friend did it, and she's done it both ways. And
I didn't have any of that sriracha.
I know. And here's the reason why I know. Here's the experience I have on that. So one of my best friends has made this, and it's one of her husband. He's always like, will you make that island glaze thing again? So here's the deal. So she makes it usually with the sriracha. Recently, she made it with Frank's hot sauce because that was all she had. She didn't have any more sriracha because they use it on a lot of stuff. They eat a lot of sriracha. And she was like, it was good. She said it was still good with the hot sauce, but it's that much better with the sriracha. So I say,
I'll just have to remember to get some next time I'm at the store.
I can't see.
Yeah.
I can't see who you are that just joined us. I'm sorry if I'm.
It's Jan and good. There's another mod in there.
Who just joined us on the panel? Is that Mona? Say
Betta.
hi.
It's Betta.
Betta. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
How am I gonna miss you cooking this meat?
No, you better not miss it, girlfriend. I'm telling you, it is so good. And you just missed my favorite tool on the planet. I just told everybody I got one of these for my dad like 15 years ago. And look at how easy it picks up this meat.
Oh.
And it picks up much heavier. And I've got a really long one too. If you don't want to get near bacon and stuff. This thing is.
Kimmy's in the chat.
Hey, Kimmy.
Come on, Kimmy.
So feta, I was just telling everybody, the sriracha, you can make the glaze we're going to put on it in a minute with hot sauce. But one of my best friends just made this, and her husband literally, she's like, I don't know. I kind of regret making it. She said, as much as I love it, he wants it all the time now. And so just the other day, she made it with Frank's hot sauce, and it was good. She said, but the sriracha is better. Y'all, they put sriracha. One of my best friends, she put sriracha on everything. All right, so now we're just going to get it really crispy on each side. That's it. Just put. And that's, again, what this thing is good for. I mean, look at it. It's just like,
What, you got that on medium high?
I've got it on high.
Oh, on high?
Yeah. But I'm standing right here by it. No.
Yeah.
You're right. Medium high.
Okay.
I am standing right by it, too. And this is, okay, again, this is enough glaze and rub that I told you guys about to make a bigger piece of meat. We just like having a lot of the extra glaze. The glaze will stick to this pan, so that can be a bit of a pain. But again, I've had 2 friends make it, and they didn't use a cast iron pan, and it just wasn't as good as, they tried it both ways. I have not. I just always do it in a cast iron pan. So that's the only reason I say that I think you should try to stick with the cast iron. And then, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and put this rice on. So I'm not going to use, when I make my rice, I like to use a can of chicken broth. Tonight, I do that, or I use this. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rice going, and we're just going to put all that glaze over this meat. So, y'all, I'm almost out of this, and I ordered some the other day, and they didn't have any because they were sold out because it's so freaking good.
What is that?
Orrington Farms broth base, and
Oh, I have another version of that.
this is really good.
Yeah, it is good stuff.
You guys, I'm just eyeballing it. I put it in
The one I have is kind of pasty. I think we got it at Costco.
Oh, okay. So that's better than bouillon, or better than whatever. That's what I think that is, anyway.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Yeah, you refrigerate it. So all I did, you guys, that may not have been 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah, I'm getting a crisp on each edge, and then I'll turn it on its sides too. It makes it that much better when you got that crisp on it. And then I'm gonna let me go ahead and get this. Wait till you guys see how thick this glaze is. Okay, so look, there's just one. So in here is 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, and a tablespoon of sriracha. And it doesn't look like it's going to be enough sriracha, but it is supposed to be like a paste because you're literally going to paste it on your meat. Now, Liz said you might thin it down next time. Either way, I think would be fine. I just, it's supposed to be a pretty thick glaze. That's the whole point.
Mine was really thick. It was like glue.
But see here, look.
But it was really good. But I think if I made it a little thinner, because I used it, I had leftovers left over from it too, which was even better the next day.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh, you guys, this stuff is so good. So I'm going to show you how thick. So if I wanted it to be thinner, what I could do, you could add butter. But you could add butter. Butter would be delicious, because especially if you don't want to go hotter. For my husband, what I could do, that was not smart, Journey. I just wiped my eye with.
Oh, I did not. It's awful.
Okay. So anyway, look, you guys. I gotta wash my hands. That's gross.
Yeah, wash your hands. Go wash your hands.
So anyway, look how thick. So that what I could do for my husband is I could add a little more sriracha and just make it, because look, with this much brown sugar, you guys, it's not going to be real spicy. I promise. It has a kick, but it's not going to be real spicy. Where's my all right. So now I'm just going to get the edges done, both sides. And then what we're going to do is literally just paste like we're painting that on. We're going to paint it on this meat. And so for my rice, I literally just put that Orrington Farms in there. I just eyeball it, and then I'll add the rice in a minute. And then I add a little oil and butter just so it's not real sticky, the rice.
Do you do one-to-one on your rice?
I go a little bit more on the water just because I don't like real sticky rice unless I'm making Asian food.
Yeah.
I'm making Asian food, but I mean, let me again show you guys how thick. Do you see that? This is going to make like a paste.
What brand of sriracha do you use?
So I use Sky Valley. I love the Sky Valley. I just get that at Walmart, you guys. It's really good. I think it's one of those things that's worth spending a little more and getting a brand that you like. Not to say that like a great value or something isn't good. This is just a brand that we love. Really good. And my friend I told you about, my God, she uses that. She puts it, like I said, they put it on eggs. Just about anything. Yeah.
I like the I'm gonna butcher the name, but the Hui Fong Foods. The one that comes from Japan.
Yeah.
The Vietnamese one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one we have out here mostly. Yeah,
definitely.
Oh,
I throw that in my soup.
You guys make it out there probably, or
yeah, it's a Vietnamese one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it seems like it's going to be really hard to spread. I mean, it is going to be super thick. All right, that's enough of a crisp on that. Okay, so this pan is going to be super hot, obviously, because, we're getting ready to go in the pan. But you just want to wash it so it doesn't burn, obviously. All right, so now I'm just going to put this glaze on it, you guys. And, I mean, it's like painting. And so what's going to happen is this glaze is just it's going to fall all over the meat. It's going to go into the pan, and that's okay. You just want it to kind of stick to the meat and start to melt on it. Or that's what I have to do anyway. Just kind of, man, it's going to be so good though. One of my friends who does not like spicy at all eats this, and she doesn't.
Yeah, we don't do spicy at all either, and it was perfectly fine.
Really? Okay, good. Because I wanted
Yeah.
to answer that question. You know, like if you, I don't know. I mean, for children, maybe what you could do is you could still do this recipe, just go a little bit less on the sriracha, but you would also need to, I mean, like I said, you see how thick it is. So just manage that however you want to do it there. But I'm just going to turn it and get it all over this. I mean, you don't, I said last time, I was like, you know what I'll do for calories? I will make less glaze. Nope, I'm not. I'm not making less glaze. If I'm going to make this, I want all that glaze to go over the rice.
Oh, yeah. If you're going to go to the trouble to make this, make it 100%.
Yeah, and I mean, and I want enough to be able to have, like, you know, if I have leftovers for lunch tomorrow, on little slices of it, I want to have enough to put, you know what I mean? I want to have enough of the glaze. Yeah. There's not such a thing as too much glaze. Like I said, it will stick to the pan a little bit, you guys. When it comes out, it's, I mean, this sugar.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Do you have to bake it?
Do what?
Yeah, then you put it in the oven.
Yeah, I've got my oven. I should have told you guys that. I'm sorry. My oven is on 350.
That's why I used my Le Creuset pan like that, fry pan, so you can just throw it in the oven. But you could use one of these too.
Fancy queen.
Very fancy. We so fancy here, we don't know what to do with ourselves. We so bad and fancy.
Y'all, I'm telling you, my husband, I don't know. I mean, I guess one of the good things about, like, if you're, it's a good thing and a bad thing. Like, my husband will come home and he expects to love dinner. You know what I mean? So,
Mine expects, he doesn't even expect dinner. He's
I'm gonna love it every night, but you know,
Mikey.
What I'm trying to say is it means that much more when he's like, "What the heck is in this?" Because I guess what I'm trying to say, and I'm not trying to brag, but it's like he doesn't compliment that often because he grew up with a mother who is such a freaking good cook, and then I mean, that's one thing that God has gifted me with. I'm an extremely good cook, and so that's what I'm always told anyway. And so I guess he's gotten to where he expects it. So the night that I first made this, I will never forget this. He got like 2 bites in and was like, "What is in this? This is beyond restaurant quality." And I was like, "Okay, well, thank you."
My mother-in-law was a horrible cook.
Was
so
she?
The bar is really low.
Oh, I bet.
That was mine.
She would make a oatmeal using the water left over from the vegetables the night before.
Oh no! I'm sorry. No disrespect.
Oh, all right. Everybody makes some fried okra too.
I would run away to Grandma's house.
Let me show you this old pan. This is a pan I use for frying, and I use it for frying on purpose because it's just, you know what I mean? This is one pan I hang on to for frying. Just because,
it's got a great shape.
Well, it does, and it's great for like if you're frying onion rings and that kind of thing. And I promise you guys it's clean. But this right here on the sides and stuff, I mean, it happens every time. So that's the one.
Yeah, they know how to fry down south. I don't like to fry. Kimmy loves your apron. She says it's sexy.
Thank you for my sexy apron. Yeah, my husband bought me this.
Oh, there's
Mona.
You know what?
And I didn't get offended because I know some people be like, "What are you trying to say? Get me an apron. Get in the kitchen, wife." No, I didn't get mad at all. I thought it was super cute. So, but yeah, y'all. So my doctor today, I keep saying cute. My husband was like, "I'll make sure to tell him he's cute when I go next time too," because my husband has never been to him either. And so I made him an appointment on August 2nd because he has Fridays that he works from home. So, all right, you guys, I'm just about to put this right.
I'm glad you like them.
Yeah, Feta, he came out to get me himself. Then, I mean, you know, he didn't have like somebody else come out and do it. And I was still doing the paperwork. So I was like, where do you want me to stuff this? I don't know what I want to do with it. I was like, you want me to bring it with me? What do you want me to do? Leave it out here? And he was like, just bring it with you. So then I get to the scale and I was like, do you want, and he was like, well, you can take off whatever you want. And I started giggling because I was like, okay, I think you just mean my shoes. Although I did have him do the whole female exam too, because I was like, while we're at it, and y'all, he was in there by himself with me all the whole time. And I thought, is he going to be because nowadays for safety, so they don't get sued by a woman saying he touched me in my special place without my permission. So now, they always make sure to have a female come in with them. And so it was just kind of funny to me that, I'm sitting there just kind of giggling at myself. And I'm like, God, I'm not going to sue you, dude. I just, I'm surprised that you're not going to have somebody. You are flying completely solo here. And so he's like, all right. So, and I was like, are we just going to, because I had on like a sundress. I was like, oh, we're going to do this without the gown? He was heading into telling me, so we'll get in this position. I was like, I've had one done before, but thank you, young buck. But anyway, so he goes to tell me about it. He's like, oh, okay. So we're going to do a gown. So we're going to have you do a gown. He's like, and this operates from the front. I was like, bless his heart. I know how a gown. Okay. And so I'm like, wow, he's really not going to have anybody else come in here. And then all of a sudden he was like, but yeah, I'll step out, let you get undressed. I was like, oh, okay. So then he had, and why they do that, you guys, just to have somebody in there. But yeah, got all that done. And Betta, have you ever had the doctor actually give you the stick yourself, like to take blood? I've had that done one time.
No.
When the nurse was having a hard time getting a vein, and I was ready to say some bad words and to leave. Because I was like, look, you've stuck me 3 times. And the doctor got irritated. Y'all, I'm just putting a little bit of olive oil on my rice. The doctor got irritated and was like, ma'am, I'm sorry. Here, let me take over. And he came over and got it on the first try. So I don't know what was wrong, with this particular woman. But all right, you guys, let me look real quick at my time. I have this written down for my...
Vox, do we have a recipe folder in the Big Kahuna? This is per Kimmy.
No, we don't, but I will get one put in there because I would love
to get one in there. I can copy some of our old stuff and put it in there.
Big Kahuna.
Yeah. This one is the recipe that's in there that we have in our old one. Don't put in there yet, Liz, because I've changed.
I won't put it in there. Yeah.
I've changed it a tiny bit. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in the oven. We're going to be baking this for 20 minutes until it's cooked through. And I really like my pork tenderloin to be juicy. So I guess you could go higher. But, yeah, 20 minutes is what I have it for.
Kimmy says she likes to go vein hunting and stirring IV.
Honey.
There are some nurses that just have a knack for it. There are.
Man, the last one I had was fantastic, you guys. She was so.
It just depends on the person you get. Some people are just really good at it.
And you got to drink your water so those veins pop out.
That's true. My mom's friend used to work for the VD clinic downtown, and we'd go visit her at the health department, and she would do it in just a heartbeat. She was so fast and so good. I guess because she was doing so many.
At my last, y'all, this guy did a real physical too, because I told you about the one I had done at the last time, and that was a good nurse. She got the vein on the very first try. She was fantastic. But the nurse practitioner herself, she never touched me. I mean, all she did was ask me questions and have blood taken. This guy did he listened to my chest. He looked in my ears. He looked in my mouth. He did felt my thyroid. He felt my, your lymph nodes, all that stuff that, you know what I mean? I really don't call what I got done last time. That's part of the reason why we switched. I mean, you call that a physical, you didn't touch me one time. So, you guys, my husband is real picky about oil. So, I mean, y'all know how to fry stuff. But lately, I don't know if it's what we've gotten from Costco or what. I'm like, honey, it's brand new oil. And he's like, this oil tastes old. I told you he's a picky man. So, so this is why I'm using a little container like this, because I want to be able to show him, look how new. This is brand new. It's brand new, babe. So, he is not. And y'all, I don't put a lot of oil. I try to, this is not a deep fry that I'm doing on this okra, although it's still fried. It's not. I can only go so many days without having something fried. Maybe that's my Southern heritage. I don't know, but I just.
I'm no good at frying. I avoid it like the plague.
Yeah, I cry.
Man, I love fried food. I wish I didn't. but I do. So I turned my rice down. I had to learn to make rice on the stove really well because I used a rice maker for a long time, you guys. And the first time I made it, I just had the heat too high, and I had to babysit it. So I didn't want another product. You know what I mean? I didn't want another device to clean. So I was like, when that one broke, I was getting down my slow cooker one day, and my rice maker, kind of tumbled out over it onto the floor and broke. And I was like, I'm not gonna go get another one. We'll do it on the stove. So
Well, the thrift store is flush with those, so it must mean people don't want them.
That's a good point because I've seen them in mine.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, really good point. All right, so I'm gonna make some sliced tomato for us tonight. Diane, it's just for you. Diane hates tomatoes. So my husband was like, she hates tomatoes. I mean, we love tomatoes down here so much that, we eat tomato sandwiches, tomato pie. If you guys have never had tomato pie, well, you need to try it. It's fantastic.
I made it once that came out awful.
Yeah, I know what you did wrong. I'll explain it to you later.
Is that a heirloom?
No, it's not a heirloom, but I'll tell you what, this is a heirloom. This is my easy I sound like I'm what you call it? Like I get paid by them and I don't. No, you meant the tomato itself is
the tomato,
Tomato heirloom.
I'm sorry. Yes, it is. It's from a tomato. Y'all, the tomatoes at Walmart and at the grocery store near here are crap. I mean, they're this big and they're just sad looking. And in the summer, the best part of, one of our favorite parts of summer are really good tomatoes. This is it's a Cherokee purple tomato.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you can tell, it's got a little bit of purple on it. And it is so good, you guys. I mean, with a little bit of salt and pepper or Old Bay on it. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious.
I like tomato sandwiches.
We do
Sorry,
too.
Diane.
I know. I felt like we needed a moment of silence for Diane. I was like, what? When I was in college, you guys, you know how people go to college and gain the freshman 10 or whatever. You know what made me gain it, I think? And my sister's like, you did not gain it. I'm like, I think I did. Maybe I did. Not so skinny. But anyway, whatever. Was eating mac and cheese, and I would put tomato in it.
Oh, yeah. My mom used to do that.
Yeah, I love tomato and mac and cheese.
She would put it on the top.
I just mix it in.
Yeah.
All right, this is not working at all. You're going in the trash.
That'd be better.
Yeah.
That thing looks mangled.
Tomato.
No.
Look who's in the background.
I know, she's in here to stir up some
No
trouble.
chips.
She's up from her nap. Cheeto.
She wants Cheetos.
She is looking for some chips. I'm just going to tough it out and then throw this one out after.
Oh, she's hungry, Joni.
She's not. Liz tells me that every time. She's like, you're starving this poor puppy.
Poor baby. She's hungry.
Her poor sisters had to be put in a different room so she can have some peace and quiet from you. It's sad. All right. We're going to give it a tomato knife. But yeah, you guys, if you make this, I would love to hear if you love it. I really would. And I do not think it'll be too hot. Liz, like I said, doesn't like
hot. We don't like hot.
And she loves it. So, I mean, it's got a little bit of kick, but you can control that. Man, okay. So the other thing we love to make is, I love to put tomatoes on is grilled cheese sandwiches. Or like hot ham and rice sandwiches that I make. My husband thinks that's blasphemy. I'm like, what? And he's like, no, my mom never made them with tomato. And I was like, well, God forbid we do anything different. All right. So his doesn't have tomato, but I do put it on mine. And then you guys, I'm going to make those pickled onions again soon to put on burgers. And I'm going to make some bacon jam.
Oh.
Bacon jam. Yum. I've got some from the store, so I'm not that motivated on the bacon jam, but I know that I say from the store that we got given to us. This thing is so juicy. It's going everywhere. So can y'all see how dark this is? That's the Cherokee. Yeah. That's the Cherokee purple. Yeah. So what I'm going to do.
A little horror movie there.
Yeah, I know.
Would you ever try and grow those down there?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Although we can't because we got to get a garden that's better. But, I mean, look at how beautiful the slice is on that.
Wow.
Yeah. But I got to get something because it's going everywhere. So, yeah, The Cherokee Purple, we first tried those in the mountains, and man, they're so delicious. They're just really, really good. But look at how juicy. I mean, it's going everywhere. So what I'm going to do with the rest of this tomato is
There she
tomorrow-
goes.
Yep.
She's
Tomorrow
there.
night, where are you headed? She's going to the pantry. Tomorrow night, we're going to make tacos or either taquitos, and I'm going to save the rest of this tomato for that.
Have you ever made pepper jelly?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Pepper jelly is good. It's super yum. All right, so we got our tomatoes for dinner here. And you see how big those slices are. That's what we do when we do like tomato sandwiches. My husband wants a slice that's like that big on his. All right, I mean, this really does look like a murder happened here. So if you, on these heirloom tomatoes, you guys, all you have to do is save these tomatoes. See all these seeds? So put those in a strainer and save them and put them in your window and dry them out. And you can grow tomatoes from these. Look at how many plants you can make. So these tomato seeds are getting saved. Saving those.
Yeah. Give that poor dog some food, Joni. Kimmy says she's hungry.
She's in the window now. Oh, come here, baby. My poor baby's just so hungry. All right, let me show you what I'm making with the see.
Yeah, we do the pepper jelly and cream cheese too. We do cream cheese and crackers.
Sitting there, I get distracted, and I put stuff near this gas flame.
Ooh.
I know. Okay, so the rice it's about half done. All right, please work your way up. So let me show y'all my breaded okra. So I just buy the Walmart kind, y'all.
What is this? Breaded okra you buy?
Mm-hmm. I just use the pre-breaded. This is one thing I'm not willing to sit around and do unless
I don't think they allow that out here.
What? Oh my gosh, yeah, you guys. I love some fried okra. My grandma's was the best, but she made hers from scratch and she would. Are you looking that up? All right, hold on. Yeah. Let me get this from her. She's licking the tomato juice, so she is hungry.
Oh.
Let me get her a treat. Hold on. Let me get her a treat. Come here, baby.
Give her a little snack.
Yeah, a little bag of Cheetos won't hurt.
Yeah, a little bag of cheese. How about some honey buns?
I know. You want a honey bun? It's not going to happen. Here you go.
If you fed Victor a honey bun, I'd chase you out with a broom.
I know. Y'all, I couldn't find my robot. He hasn't run for 2 days, and I was like, why do the floors not look good? Because we run ours at night and overnight, so the dogs don't get perturbed by them and that kind of thing. And he's stuck under the dog crate that we brought home that we really never used diligently.
Oh.
Yeah, I have burned the side of this. But yeah.
I always do that too. I buy a dog crate thinking I really need this dog crate. And then I don't use it. So then I get rid of it. And then in another 15 years, I need to buy another one.
Everyone.
Let's see what that looks like, that package. I've never seen that before.
Breaded okra?
Yeah.
Y'all ever seen breaded okra?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, moment of silence for real, you guys. What? Okay, hold on. This is, okay. So it's called Pick Sweet Farms Breaded Okra, and they do a good breading on it.
Is it Pick Sweet in California, Feta?
I don't know.
I think they are. Is it from California?
Well, I don't know. Somebody, can they tell us?
I think it might be up in Gilroy.
It doesn't, well, hold on. No, it doesn't say.
Oh.
Well, it might, but I can't see this teeny.
I'm just curious. My uncle used to work for one of those. I think he worked for.
They do make some really good vegetables. I'm sure some of the people in the chat have heard of them or whatever.
Yeah.
I get these from Walmart, and I also get it from Food Giant near us, and they also make some from a farm that's not too far from here that I actually like even better, but they're sold out all the time. So I always have at least one full bag of this in the big freezer outside. It's like one of my DEF CON one things if I don't have fried okra to make. If I don't, there's certain things that I always want as a side. And they have like good lima beans, good field peas, stuff like that. But yeah, there's really is just about as good. I mean, it's got a good. Let me show you.
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Oh,
Okay. You see that?
okay.
See?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So there's the breading on it, and they are just they're really good. They don't need much seasoning. Like when I've had some before, where once they're fried up, they're the seasoning. If I need to add like a ton of different seasoning on it, then I just don't think the breading's that good. This is really good. I do add salt because I love salt, but my husband will sometimes even sprinkle a little bit of red pepper on his afterwards. And what I do is I just, like I do when I fry other stuff, I line up a plate with a paper towel. And I use, like I said, I always use, most of the time, I try to use an older pan that I don't care about what the oil does to the sides of it and stuff. And this, like I said, will get a deep clean. But that's going to happen anyway. So that's what I call my fry pan. That's what I use for my fry pan. So
really
come
like
at me. So I'm sure somebody will come at me and be like, "Oh, that pan is red." No, it's clean. No, it's got a good.
Came from the pool halls.
Yes, it did. It came from the pool.
She picked that up at the pool hall. She stole it from the pool hall.
Pan from 1974. The pan came from the pool hall.
Yeah.
I don't even cook in my kitchen if I haven't like wiped down counters, even if they're already clean and stuff. So, I mean, come at me if you want. Can y'all guess what this is? Look at this guy. So I think my mother-in-law gave me this. You know what that is?
No. What's it? Oh, is that a spoon?
So, but do you know what it does?
Spank someone.
Yeah. Spanking.
Yeah, my mom
naughty rabbit.
Use a spoon every now and then if she got mad enough. No, this is to grab pans out of the oven.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what that
these people.
Yeah.
We need a demonstration.
So, yep. So what it does is like when you need to grab like something, you literally just, you see this, how I'm pulling it forward?
Yeah. We're lucky to have a pot holder handy out here.
Yeah, you use the legs to pull it forward, to pull it to you. That's what this right here is. Right here. I don't actually use it that often.
I'd probably pull it to my feet.
Yeah, I'd probably pull it and go flying out on the floor.
Yeah. No, I just gave you here. All right. She's over here wanting more.
Oh, she's so hungry.
Hmm?
Poor baby.
She's starving. So I think I told you guys what I put in the rice. So I put some of this Orrington Farms, which I am got to get more. This stuff is so good, you guys. The stuff that Liz said that she has in her fridge that's more of a paste to keep her, that stuff is fantastic. Where is my phone? So hold on, you guys. I'm on my
How long do you cook that pork tenderloin? Kimmy wants to know.
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah,
I did mine longer because I'm a Swede and I overcook everything.
Okay, so I don't cook mine longer than that because I want the middle of it to be really juicy. You could go longer, but it's not going to be as juicy. I mean, it'll have that glaze on it, but it won't be as juicy inside the meat. And I just don't want it to be dry at all. That's, and when I say dry, I just mean inside it. So it's kind of like if you want, I guess really well done meat. Now, you don't want your pork to be underdone, but here's the deal. Well, I've been cooking a long time, you guys. Don't come at me, please. Okay. I am not saying, I'm not a teacher. I'm not trying to be a hardcore teacher, but I have eaten pork with a little bit of pink in the middle and it not hurt us for years. Now, chicken, forget about it. Nobody needs to eat chicken with a little bit of pink in it. But and you guys, I'm talking the tiniest shade of pink on the pork. But it like if you were to take your fork or your knife and push it down on the meat, the juices just flow out of it. And you also, here's another thing. You always want to so when this pork tenderloin comes out, you want it to sit for a good 5 minutes before you cut it open. And that'll help it retain its juices as well. That's with most meat, like a steak and that kind of thing. That's what I've always been taught. And that's what we do. So yeah. When I get it out, that's another reason I try to make it ahead of time. So my husband won't be home till 5:30, but I just like to get this stuff made. And that way I can, unless I'm frying something up, you'll notice I'm not putting these in until right towards, like I got these out a little too early actually. But breaded okra for me though, you guys, they're good even cold. But he likes them. I'm not going to serve them for dinner cold. But if I have extra, I'll probably make what's left in this bag. That's a lot.
Okra pops.
You know what?
Oh, yeah,
I like to make okra stew on rice because I don't eat
You
fish.
do?
Yes.
My husband makes. Go ahead. What now?
No, I was just gonna say I just make a little like marinara, not a marinara, but a red sauce,
Yum.
onions, peppers, all that, and then just dump it on rice, and it's really good. Yes, they're slimy in the middle.
So, yeah,
I
I
used to
think I
call them
accidentally
noses.
ate some on a cruise one time, and I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
My
When I
mom
was
goes,
a
"Hey,
kid,
that's okra." Oh,
when I was a kid, I'd call them noses.
Noses.
I know. Because they're slimy, like
oh.
a slime, but they're yummy.
They can't.
I was a
Yeah.
Yeah,
weird
Garrett.
kid.
Yeah, Gee's mom used to try to get him to eat canned okra.
Oh, I've never had that.
Yeah, he said it was awful. It has a bad reputation out here.
Well,
Yeah,
this
slimy. No.
I got to get my husband to do. I've made it before, y'all, but one of his recipes that he makes of his mom's is an okra and bacon and rice casserole, and it is fantastic.
Ooh.
And the okra does not taste slimy, I promise. It is so good. I mean, it is just so good. And I was one of those people that was like that too. I'm like, I just don't want the okra to be slimy. I'll be good as long as it's not slimy. But okra is so good in gumbos and stuff like that. It's just, I guess, yeah. So, but I'm telling you right now, that casserole that he makes is so good. And the first time that I had it at her house, I was like, I don't want to be mean. I'm not trying that. It's going to be slimy okra. And I'm just looking at it and I was like, no, you're going to have to take one for the team here. You don't want to offend his mom, And so I tried it and I was like, whoa, holy smokes. That was good. And he's just as good as making it. He also makes a really good chicken gumbo, like a chicken sausage and rice gumbo. Yeah, my man can cook. He really can. He makes some good stuff. But I mean, I think part of it, I had a mom who could cook so well for years. And when I first got to college, I thought I couldn't cook at all because you know what I mean? She just would get in the kitchen and she would make food. And that was such a gift of hers. When I was at her funeral, I'll tell y'all a really cool story about her. When I was at my mom's funeral, this guy came up that was one of her pallbearers. And he said to me, I just love your mom. Always have. And he started crying. And I said, well, thank you. And he said, I never knew anybody who had so many people who considered her best friend. I said, well, thank you. Of course, that made me cry. And he said, I want to tell you a story about your mom. I said, okay. I didn't know this man. He grew up with my mom and dad in their little tiny town that they grew up in. And my mom and dad were like the first and some of the only to get out of their town. Like if you were to go and look at their yearbooks and I said, I want you to pick out the two people who are most likely to leave this town, you would have picked out my dad and mom because they were my dad was student body president. My mom she was 2 years younger than him. She was vice president of her, you know what I mean? They both wanted out of this tiny little town to go see the world. And so they were in like Glee Club, you name it, they were in it. Anyway, so he tells me that one day his brother died, he drowned. And back then, the way that people would wash their cars and the way they would swim and different stuff, they would take them down to the creek. This is way out in the country, y'all. And so he said his brother, I think he said some of them were washing a car. Alexa, thank you. So let me get out this meat, you guys. So anyway, I'll yell so you can hear me.
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding.
All right, well, hush up. Alexa, stop. All right, so anyway, you guys.
I love cussing her out.
All right, so let me show you guys what this looks like.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I wish y'all could smell it.
Ooh.
You see that?
I don't eat meat, but that looks good.
Oh my gosh, it is so good. All right, so anyway, his brother dies. And he said that my mom, the country tradition is to go to that person's house. It's still a thing where they bring food and they, they just inundate you with food so that you don't have to cook it all. They'll bring you jellies, food, all sorts of stuff. They did that for my mother-in-law when I was at her house up in the mountains. So it's just definitely a Southern thing. I'm sure they do it all over but it was neat to see it still being done nowadays. So anyway, he goes back to his house. The funeral's going on. There's people there from their school and all sorts of stuff. And my mom and this man are in 10th grade. So he goes back to his house, and my mom, everybody hasn't gotten there from the church yet. And so they were going to have like the after, like event where everybody comes to eat at his house, at his parents' house. He gets there. My mom is in 10th grade, and she has prepared food for 60 people.
Hey.
60 people, you guys. I was stunned by that. He said there must have been 60 people that came back there to eat that day. He said it could have been more, but I would swear it wasn't less. And, just friends of his, parents, all sorts of people. My mom's dad was the preacher for their town and stuff. But in 10th grade, to have such a gift from God to be able to cook and to feed others. So that was my mom's way of sharing love, was she was just such a good cook. But it was a little intimidating growing up because I was like, man, she doesn't ever use a recipe. I don't know. I'm just not. She did. But you know what I mean? I just felt like I couldn't compete. But yeah, I'm telling you right now, I told you guys, I told one of my friends that married my friend Mike, the one that died recently a few years ago in 2020 in her closet. She just had a heart attack one day. But I'm telling you guys, she was like, I cannot cook a lick. And I was like, yeah, you can. And she turned into a great cook. And so did my friend Mike. He's single now, and he had to take on his 2 high school age boys. He's like, I got to learn to cook. And he's a great cook now. All right. So we're going to use this glaze, what's left of it and that kind of thing, to kind of put over the rice here. And so I don't mind stirring the rice with this spoon or whatever, but that's going to be part of it. And then my husband just let me know. Hold on a minute, you guys. Let me see. I get text on my MacBook, so let me see what he's told me. Does anybody have any questions about the food that I can answer, you guys? Did you see any?
I don't see any. Kimmy had to go get back to her chores.
Oh. All right. 20. Hold on, you guys. I got to get my phone. So I can get my phone.
Dee used to be in Sea Scouts. And with his dad, and where young kids, it's like Boy Scouts, only it's like they go on boats and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So the boys, and then they take these trips, overnight trips or several night trips over around the sound here. Anyway, and the kids would take turns cooking, and they would write it up on the blackboard whose turn it was to cook. And when they wrote his name up there, it was his night to cook. Somebody went on the board and wrote yuck.
Aww.
I feel bad for him. Aww. Poor guy. All right, so hold on. Let's see what my husband has said to me.
Yeah. Everybody give Judge Joni a thumbs up.
Judge Joni.
Chef Joni.
Good God, Judge Joni. She got real surly with me real quick, didn't she?
Well, it's not judging people to ask somebody something that they put out on the internet that we know isn't true. That's not judging. That's just asking. What's the deal?
What is she? She's constantly judging and talking crap and thinking that she is smarter than everyone.
Yeah, big boss applesauce, huh? But then when she's called on it, no.
She's a good con, though.
Not that good. I've seen better.
She is a good con.
They move faster.
She has a bad support system.
So we don't want to cut into this meat yet. Not just because my husband is at home, but because we want to, it's going to be juicier the more that we do. You want it 5 minutes or so before you cut into it. And he just texted me, but he didn't say anything. So I don't know where he is to be able to start the okra. So I'm just going to hope that we are on target for him to come home at the right time. And I'm going to go ahead and get it started.
Do you have to cover the meat with foil as you do the other things, or you just leave it?
Well, because it's in this hot pan, it's going to retain a good bit of the heat. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually tint it with a little bit, just because I don't want it to lose too much up here. Hold on.
Sorry, you know what? My connection has been really bad this week. Sorry about that.
No, that's weird.
Yeah.
All right, so I am gonna. All right, so I saw that Lori or somebody asked what brand of sriracha. So you can use any brand. I use the Sky Valley. You can use, you guys. You can use, what do you call it? Hot sauce. But if you were here at the beginning, one of my friends did it, and she's done it both ways, and she was like, "It is out of this world good." better with the sriracha sauce. It was good with the hot sauce, but that when Liz told me earlier, she said she used hot sauce. That's the only reason why I was like, wait, no. It's not that it would be bad. It's just that, I now have had a friend who has done it both ways. And she was like, all day long, I will, next time I will, instead of making it again, because her husband wants it every week now. She said, I will wait until I get my sriracha again. She thought it was that much better. So that's one person's opinion. But yeah. So, and sriracha really doesn't have a lot of calories. 5 calories for a teaspoon. This right here has a tablespoon, and then it's got 3/4 of a cup of sugar and some minced garlic. That's what the glaze is. And then there's a good bit. I really should have tinted that. There's a good bit in the rub, and I told what's in that at the beginning. But it's
the rub is really important.
Yeah, the rub is important. The rub has cinnamon in it, and I don't normally do meat rubs that have cinnamon in it, but this is one where you're going to want that in it because it's part of what gives it this depth of flavor. I mean, this is going to be, and this cinnamon island glaze, you guys, this over this rice, I mean, look at the consistency of it.
Yeah, it's thick. Yeah.
It is so good. It is so good. I mean, oh my gosh, it is so good. I forget how good it is. So here's where the kick is on it. So the amount that you just saw that I did, at first you just taste the sweet and all the flavors, and then on the very back end you get the tiniest bit of a kick. So and like I've said it a couple times now, but Liz doesn't do spicy, and they can do this. So
well, the sweet offsets the heat.
100%.
Yeah, it's not really hot at all. There's just a little flavor to it. It's not really heat; it's more flavor. The way mine was.
And you don't have to serve rice with it. I've done it with a salad, but this time I know that. So this size pork tenderloin that I have right here, I'll lift it up for you guys.
Didn't you make it with braised potatoes one time, little baby potatoes?
I've done it with little potatoes, I think.
Yeah.
I do that a lot of times with barbecue, like my country ribs. But the reason why I chose to do it with the rice, you guys, is because I want to be able to put this glaze over the rice. I mean, it's just going to complement that rice so well with that yummy Hawaiian glaze. It is just so yummy. So I normally mince up my garlic a little bit smaller. This time I didn't, but, not that big a deal. I didn't want you guys to have to wait. I wanted to go ahead and get this video going. So you could use jarred garlic. You don't have to use fresh. And here's another thing that's important. It's not important, but I normally
on the garlic. Don't buy your garlic at the dollar store. That's not garlic. If it's from China, that's not garlic. It's something else. Always look and see the country of origin, where it's from. That's not garlic. Okay, sorry.
So this glaze, I prefer to make it with dark brown sugar. Today, I didn't have any. I used regular brown sugar. I've made it before with just light brown. It is just as good. The dark brown has more, I think it's more molasses in it. It just gives it just a little deeper of a flavor. That's all. It's not nearly as big a difference as like my friend said when she switched to sriracha instead of the hot sauce. And again, she still loved it with the hot sauce. It was still very, very good. There's just something about the sriracha that it is that much better. But the dry rub has got, I know it's got salt. I will get it to you guys. But in the beginning, if you'll start this over, I tell how much of everything. There's salt, there's cinnamon, there is chili powder, there's cumin, a little bit of garlic powder I put in it, I think, and some pepper. I think that's it. But again, it's at the beginning of the thing. And so you're mixing all that together, you rub it onto your meat, and then you're going to fry it. And I say fry it, but you're going to, if you want here at the beginning, you're going to put it in your cast iron pan with some oil and get each side of the meat really crispy for about 2 or 3 minutes on each side. Then you just take your really thick, pasty brown sugar, sriracha, and garlic glaze. And it's not a glaze, it's a paste. And you basically paint it on each side of the meat. And then you put it in the oven for 20 minutes. And unless you want it to be, 20 minutes for this size, a piece. I mean, again, you guys see the size of this right here. This is not a huge pork tenderloin. So, but like I said, see how much glaze there is? We will eat every bit of that glaze over this rice. But when I have made it with a different vegetable, you know what I mean? We still end up just pouring the glaze over the meat. So it's still fantastic. I promise. It is so yummy. I mean, if you like brown sugar and you like things that are kind of Asian tasting or Hawaiian tasting, you will love this meat. Oh my gosh, you will love it.
It's just as good, if not better, than that barbecue pork, Chinese barbecued pork. It's like gung pao or something. I forget what it's called. It's just
Oh,
as good, if not better, than that.
yeah. I think it's better because of the depth of flavor and the flavor combos, like the
Yeah.
cinnamon and stuff in it. This is probably, I think, my first rub I've ever done that has cinnamon in it, but it needs that for the flavor levels. Like it needs it. I don't know how else to explain it.
How do you cook that stuff there, that dried okra?
So I put it in, I literally just put it in like this. I mean, I take it and place it with this spoon. And like that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gonna get
look
loud,
at that.
guys.
Here comes your helper.
look at that, Billy.
Yeah, sorry, it's loud. It won't be after a minute. It's just me putting it in there the first time. And then, like I said, what I do is I'm going to make all of this because there's not enough for a second thing. What I do for my husband is I put a little bit of red pepper over his. I put it on, because he just loves spicy so much. So I usually will put red pepper on the table, kind of like, you would salt and pepper. And it's actually really good on okra. Sometimes I'll put Old Bay on fried okra as like a topping when it, once it's fried up. I mean, we like to say we put Old Bay on anything that sits still. All right. You can't have Old Bay. No. Little bits in here, like I'll eat some Old Bay. I bet you will. I want to see how big. Let's show everybody your ear lashes.
She wants a sandwich.
She does. You can't have that. See her ear lashes? How long her little ear lashes are getting?
Oh, yeah, it's got little feathers.
Yeah, all right. You can't be up here, baby. All right, let me wash my hands. So, yeah, I hope you guys will try this. I'm telling you right now, this is a fantastic, and if you saw the way that I did it, it is stupid easy. And it's impressive. I mean, it really is so impressive. My dad he's had some really good food in his life to come from the country. He has traveled all over the world and, spoke in so many different places and stuff. And I'm here to tell you, he was like this, just like my husband. He's like, wow, Carol, we got to get this recipe. So it's fantastic. Everyone that's had it has loved it. So, and I did want to tell you guys that my friend that I'm telling you about, she's still got 2 little kids. She's got one in 2nd grade. So I know that's not really young, but she's got one in 2nd and one in 4th. I mean, those are young enough that they get picky about their food. I'm not eating that. I'm not, she's still got to like tuck vegetables into stuff and that kind of thing. And they totally were, you know what I mean? It wasn't too hot for them is what I'm saying. So, this rice here, what I'm going to do with a little bit of it at the bottom is I'm going to take some out and make it for our dogs.
Oh, yeah, I give mine rice every day.
Yeah.
With the little
Rice is
cut up
healthy.
chicken.
Yeah, rice is healthy. They can have, I make them brown rice a lot of the time too, but this is an Asian dish, and I knew we wanted some white jasmine. It's really
I
good.
buy the rice already made up at the dollar store.
What?
No, I don't make rice.
Okay, let me tell you guys a really easy recipe. If you want to make it impressive with ready-made rice, get some bacon and fry that up. And then with a little of your bacon grease, put your rice from one of those packets in that bacon grease. And then put in some like chicken and cook it in that and add some peas. And basically you're making like I got this recipe from Southern Living. This one wasn't mine, but I used to make it all the time because if I didn't have time to do a bunch of stuff, so I do still keep, a thing of Uncle Ben's ready rice for nice nights when, and you'd be surprised just frying up some bacon, how much it seems like you went to a big effort, But if you're going to do that, what makes it taste so good is that bacon grease. You're not going to get the same from using like Aldi's cooked bacon, which I always try to keep. I just went and bought 5 boxes of it the other day, you guys, because we use it when we make our like BLTs and stuff. It's plenty good for that. But when you're cooking and you want that bacon grease, like I'll tell y'all right now, if you make my if you make my charro beans and you use ready-made bacon, I'm gonna be mad. Okay.
Oh no, you got to have that grease in there.
Gotta have that grease, you guys. I mean, that's part of what makes it so good. And I'm not talking about gobs of grease, but I'll let you know.
Yeah, just the grease that comes from real bacon.
Yeah, you gotta have it. So there are sometimes when it's just you don't want to cut corners, and I'm all for it. I mean, right now you saw I did not bread my own bacon or my own okra. No, this is Pick Sweet does a good job with it. There's another brand I buy when they have it in stock at Food Giant. I think that's the name of it, Little Giant. That's from a farm not too far from here. If they can make it that good, I'm not going to take the time to bread it myself. I'm just not. I mean, unless I've got a bunch of fresh, like sometimes my brother-in-law will give me a bunch. He might actually bring me some this weekend if it's come in yet. I don't know if okra's come in yet. So I'm not, you know what I mean? I'll put some away for like making like what Betta said, some dishes like a goulash or a gumbo, or especially my husband's okra, rice, and bacon casserole. And that's another one where you want that bacon grease. I'm not going to substitute bacon from Aldi. Mm-mm. You guys, I will never again. I guess if I had to, but I will never again buy the ready-made bacon from Walmart. I took a picture, you guys, and it's been so long, but I was making us RBLTs one day, and I was appalled. I opened it up, and it was the color. It was like a light yellow.
What was this?
It was cooked bacon from Walmart. It was a light yellow color. It was atrocious looking. I was like, what the heck?
Oh.
So I wouldn't open, and I had just bought some at Walmart. I don't know. And I checked to see if it was expired. It was not expired. It was just their Great Value brand, I think. I don't remember it being a different brand. And, but I do know it was from Walmart. And I checked the expiration. So I immediately went, and thank God, thank God it wouldn't have been in the roll, but I immediately went and looked to see if I had any Aldi bacon. And so I had some Aldi cooked bacon, got that out, and I took a picture of the difference. And the Aldi bacon, you know what I mean? It was the right color. It was the right consistency. I mean, this one was slimy. It was disgusting.
Oh gosh. Oh.
And you guys
get sick
probably got a bad batch. That's probably all that was, but I'm not buying it again.
You get trichomosis.
Yeah, so I'm not buying it again. It's just that out of some things that won't happen, that's it. So
Ew.
I really would love to hear though if anybody makes this recipe, because I will be shocked. I really will if you don't end up absolutely loving this. And what if you weren't me and you weren't just hankering, let me throw in a really southern word, Erin, that's just for you. If you weren't just hankering for some, I don't even know if Erin's here, but if she listens to this later, if you weren't just really wanting something fried, what would really go well with this is some really good like black beans. Because, that would be really good with this rice and this Hawaiian dish. That would be really good. And like some mango salsa. That would be really, really good with this. This is kind of, I guess I'm just making this kind of, a country Southern meal in a way. But let me turn off my oven real quick. But I think it is, I don't know. I'll add fried okra to whatever if I feel like it. I just, I love it. So why not? Where is my little turner flipper over thing? But yeah, what are you guys having for dinner tonight? Will everybody tell me what you're making? I can't see the thing, but maybe Liz can tell me what everybody's making. I'm going
to do those pot stickers again. They were good.
Oh, did you like them?
Yeah, they were good.
How'd you do?
I just did them like you told me in the pan with some water, and I let them soak that water in, and then I just fried them a little teeny bit.
Okay, perfect.
To brown them up, and then I just had some rice.
Awesome. Yeah. I serve mine over rice, and I just soup up the sauce that comes with them. I try to always keep those pot stickers from Walmart in my fridge, you guys. Ling Ling makes a good pot sticker, but there's other brands that are really good as well, and they're just so good. You can have them ready.
I use that Thai sweet chili sauce on them.
Yes.
Yeah, you know that stuff.
I'm just thinking pho.
Yep.
but it's
for
too
sure
hot.
he does. So all I do with my fried okra is I just, lay down a couple of, I do this with everything I fried. I just lay down paper towel to catch the, the grease. And I don't know if you can see here. I don't have them. You see that? They're not. There's rice in there from me using the same spoon. So if anybody's joining, this pan is my fry pan. I know it is ugly and it just looks like, I'm Jerry Ann not wanting to get rid of something, but this is what happens to pans when you use them over and over. So we just have this.
Yeah.
I promise it's clean, but this is our fry pan. And like Feta said, we love the shape of it, but I know somebody's probably looking at it going, good Lord, that's dirty. I promise it's clean. That is the fry pan. I use it whenever I fry stuff.
I'd crack up if someone rolls in here with the name Dirty Pan.
Jones shameful dirty pan.
Honey Bun Hinton might do it. She is so dang funny. And see, I don't mind when somebody's funny. You know what I mean? If you want to be funny about it, because I'll be the first to tell you. If I was watching this, I'd be like, "Girl, did you clean your pans?" Because I'm so anal about. I won't cook until I have. I mean, my husband's like, we've been gone. Nobody, and I'm like, we've been gone. Did you hear that? We've been gone. So yes, I'm going to wipe down the counters before I cook. And he's like, but there's been no one here to, well, so I'm like that with my bathroom. If I see any, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Clean.
You can't clean your bathroom enough. I'm sorry.
So,
it won't hurt.
Yes, I mean, I just know that pan is clean, and I don't want to mess up our other ones. I don't want our other ones to look like that. So that's our fry pan.
Yeah.
We have one when we're having a lot of people over and we're making like onion rings or something for a crowd. We have a big fry daddy, but I'm not getting that out for 2 people. It's just that's overkill. So this is our fry daddy for 2 people. Oh, I'm so hoping somebody would come in. But this is so last minute, and it's just food. We're not really talking about Henson. So, although, Jim, you should make this. You really should. I don't know. Jerry would probably complain that
he can't have the sugar.
Y'all, so I missed it. So let's go on Henson's for a second. So what's the deal? He sounded giddy as could be to have. He sounded like he was like, so y'all, I just had a scratch off lottery ticket today and I won $600. He was like, this might be fun. What?
Fun? Yeah, it's not fun.
He acted like he had just gotten like a little, not a huge lottery ticket or something, but he acted excited.
I don't know.
Like he was kind of, here's the impression I got. He acted like somebody that's kind of excited to get to show off some way of kind of being a victim. I hate to say that, but woe is me. Look, I'm going to add this to my disability. Look, I'm a diabetic now. I can't do it.
They aspire to be permanent victim class. That's sad. It's sad.
There are so many people with diabetes, Jim, and it is not a death sentence. But so now so you're right. This is probably not the meal for you because it does have a lot. It's
not that stops them. God, they're scarfing down fat cakes and Mountain Dew.
Yeah, this has 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, dark if you have it, you guys. If you have it, use dark.
Let's see that okra.
All right, I'll show you. Hold on. So
let's see what that looks like.
Look at it. Look at it.
Look at it. Oh, no.
Look at it.
No.
Look at it. I'll bring you up so you can see it. But I don't know if you could see until now. This is the first time that the oil's going over the top of them. I flip them, so I don't use a ton of oil. This is not like a deep fry. I mean, they're getting.
Breakfast said that Jimmy was like, "Oh, I'm going to pick up my metformin at the pharmacy soon."
What? See, this is not normal, Jim Henson. I don't care. It's not normal.
And didn't his dad pass away from diabetes?
He lost a leg.
Okay.
He lost a leg. It's not funny. My grandpa lost a leg to diabetes. It's not funny.
Yeah,
Jim,
I'm so happy.
You will not think it's fun if you're losing a limb or if you're, in the hot. Good gracious, Jim. He was, y'all, when he got out that machine, he looked, okay, if you've watched him do a Christmas morning show off what I got for Christmas, that's how he looked. How he's all excited.
Ow! I pricked myself.
Oh no!
God.
Let me do it. Yeah.
I'm
Oh
bleeding.
no! It was strange. I just hold on. I need one more.
I don't know.
It's not something I'm used to seeing. I
Yeah.
thought we
Different
might hear Jim say, "Well, somebody's got to be the grown up." This was a wake up call. I'm going to have to back off on my Mountain Dew. I'm going to have to this or that, and hopefully he'll still do those things, you guys. Maybe he's just excited to have something where he can say to Jerry, "I've got issues too." I don't know as far as health. I don't really know, but
You're onto something because I really do think that could be the issue. Or he wants his that whatever cooking he was doing that was healthy, and now he has an excuse for it.
yes, because I'm telling you right now, I mean, you do, Jim. You don't need to be drinking those big Mountain Dews. I made the switch to diet drinks, and I immediately, y'all, not immediately, it wasn't in a week, but I lost I don't know, 10 pounds. I was so skinny at the time anyway that I wasn't trying to lose weight, but I lost 10 pounds. I mean, just from the sugar. But you gotta think about it. I mean, I was like Jim. I was drinking 8 Cokes a day, 6 Cokes a day. Yeah. And y'all, that's how many calories per drink? 150 times 8 or 6?
Ooh, and all the sugar. What is it,
Yeah.
like
All that
28?
sugar, you guys. So the fries
28,
are so good.
42.
Yeah,
Ooh,
but
he was
that-
drinking
That
gallons.
artificial sweetener's worse.
Yeah,
So look,
it's bad.
look, guys. I know it is.
It is. It's worse than sugar.
See there? So this is
Yeah.
and they're just crispy and yummy. I don't know how to describe it to you except that they're
Look at it. Look at it.
Yeah, look at it, Feta. Look.
Oh my gosh. And let me just tell you, these salty okra, fried okra is so good in this sweet kind of spicy sauce. I've done it one time before where it just doesn't seem like it goes with it, but yeah. See there? That glaze? Well,
I could tell I like something about you. Say us gals are having some drinks and it's midnight and everyone gets the munchies. I think you're that person that gets behind that stove and starts cooking something.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no, we're not eating that. I can do that better or something. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I'd be like, oh, maybe we should call somebody.
Yeah,
Right?
I
Yeah.
love I do like to
DoorDash.
cook, you guys, and I love to so yeah, and you guys, seriously, if you want a good tool, I make nothing from this. Go get one of these if they still sell them at easyhook.com. 15 years I've had this bad boy, and I'm telling you, you saw at the beginning how it picks up that piece of meat. Look,
You could call it the
have
button hook strangler.
I'm telling you, it's crazy, and I've got a really long one too. That's the same thing, but
For
it's
the
really
barbecue.
The only thing I don't do is I don't put it in I try not to. I have caught where company has put it in the dishwasher before because of the wood.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't want it in the dishwasher. So I do
You don't
hand
need
wash.
a dishwasher that. You can just wipe it off
No,
and spray it with something.
you have to be careful
Yeah.
there at the end because y'all, I mean, sharp. It is super sharp. But that's what makes it such a good device. So I'm gonna put some tinfoil over this. Y'all gotta see sometime. I gotta show you in the pantry what my husband made for our okra. Or not for our okra. I got okra on my so I'm covering this okra. For our
Okra sprays, these people.
I know. So my husband, we got the industrial tinfoil from Sam's, and now I don't know how I'll ever go back. You guys, you could build a house with this Sam's tinfoil. We've had it for 2 years. And I'm like, honey, what are we going to do when it runs out? He's like, well, there is something called buy more. And I was like, I know, but I mean, I cannot. So it's lasted for 2 years. It was like $40 or $50, but he literally made a device. It has its own shelf and it has its own thing where when you pull it out, it guides it through a thing to cut it off or whatever. I mean, he made it its own little
Nice.
child. Yeah. We cannot. What is the brand? Hold on. Let me tell you.
I think I've seen it. It's in the
Yeah, I have too.
the business department or whatever that is.
Yeah, we got the saran wrap one that's cool like that.
Who is it? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my rice doesn't look real white, you guys. I don't know if you weren't here at the beginning, I put Orrington Farms in it, or either I always cook my rice in like some chicken broth. And this is just jasmine rice that we're going to put this glaze on. And then I added some olive oil and some salt and pepper, or some salt. And so it is, and I tasted it earlier. This is so good. Orrington's, and same with chicken broth. It just gives it more flavor than doing it with water. I'm sure a bunch of you already do that. So, and then the other side is we're having these beautiful, I can hear my husband saying, these beautiful heirloom tomatoes, which are so good. So I'm going to, on the table, I'm going to put cayenne pepper and some salt and pepper. And so we're going to go ahead and get ready to eat, you guys.
Lori said that she found that hook on Amazon.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm so glad, because this was 15 years ago when I bought this hook, and I'm so glad this man is selling them there. This was an older man. It's probably his family now. I mean, I'm not saying he's dead, but still. So, all right. So, yeah, I know, that's a great way to end. Yeah, the man might be dead. Hey, babes, you ready to eat?
He got hooked on some.
Yeah. Okay.
You got hooked on it.
So, Hubs is home, and he's going to cut up this. How good is this Hawaiian meat, baby?
Oh, it's good.
Is it not good? Yes. Down here is yes. So he bought hamburger and shrimp in case we were making tacos. We're making those tomorrow, babe. Okay, so all right, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and head out so we don't have to eat this cold. But yeah, if anybody wants to stay on, I'll just head off or whatever. If anybody wants.
No, we'll sign off. I got to go take a shower.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
ditto.
I love you guys.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming on.
Thank you. Thanks for everybody coming.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks
you,
for
everyone.
coming, you guys. We love you. And I
Bye-bye.
will rewind for the beginning for the recipe if you need it. Okay. I hope you'll try it. Let me know how you love it. Okay. All right. Talk to you
Alrighty.
later.
Okay. Bye bye.
Thanks, Kim. Love you guys. Bye. Okay. You want to cut this up?